Hi everybody, welcome back to Matteo's Corner. We are kind of back where we were. I'm just gonna skip the text until we get to that point. She's right in front of me, it's now or never. Shoot. Alright, here we go. This is continuing the actual story. Sorry that happened last time. I didn't actually know that you could get a bad end so quickly in this game. But here we go. I close my eyes and squeeze the trigger. Ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen. A loud bang echoes through the alley. Oh, I'm afraid to look at what I've done. I've been to a shooting range once and felt absolutely horrified by pistols. Such a small thing, but it can easily puncture a hole in the fabric reality is made of. Never knew I'd be able to use it against another human being. The very thought makes me want to puke. You were a right choice after all. I'm so glad. You haven't allowed yourself to break. Oop, but you've crossed the line I needed you to cross. There's a silent flame in you that could become an inferno if left unchecked. I sure hope it will. She's still alive. Her voice is coming from behind me. She puts her hands around my waist, and her cold mouth touches my neck. I can feel my shirt getting violently torn off. I don't understand, but I'm too dazed to protest. That was your final test. Congratulations. You've proven yourself worthy. I can... now she's turning into a vamp. No. No, our poor main character. I can feel something sharp sliding into my neck. It's not too painful, just startling. Think, a doctor pushing a needle into your vein without a proper warning. Then it hits me. Pure bliss. The dopamine receptors I've considered completely fried until now suddenly recover and bombard me with pleasure I've never known before. I finally let the tears go. They come flooding. They've been waiting for years. It's such a relief. Is it raining? I feel like Oh, is it raining? I feel like I'm in the middle of a deluge at least, washing away all my fears, all of my sorrows, all of my anger, all of my pain, all of my ego. I become one with the world and the woman behind me. She's holding me tight, making me feel like the only important thing in this world. Everything else blurs. I feel something intense toward her, something I've never felt before. Is this love? I hope it is. This is not you. This is a familiar, cynical voice in the back of my head. But it's okay. I never felt particularly fond of me anyway. New York, you're perfect. Oh, please don't change a thing. He who laughs in the shadows always has the last laugh. Hallelujah. Praise be. Well, wow, this is an interesting way her world is going. Hallelujah. Praise be. When everything is cliche, nothing is. Isn't that the ever-distant utopia I've been chasing all along? People on the other trains. I hope you're doing fine. God, shut up. Just enjoy it. I mean, I wasn't gonna tell you to shut up, but we need to get on with the story here, game. So, you finally understand. She's making love to me. It's giving birth to me. She's burying me. Ugh. I'm pretty sure... Oops. I'm pretty sure I've been dead for a while. I'm pretty sure I could stare at my own corpse in her hands from a distance. For a moment. Somehow. And then... I'm alive again. She lifts her mouth from my neck. No. Wait. I taste blood in my mouth. Was I drinking her blood too? I realize that whatever this was, it's over, and I have to bask in the afterglow while I still can. I also immediately understand that I'm going to chase this fleeting feeling for the rest of my existence. Finally, She lets out a whisper, which concludes the ceremony. No matter what happens next, don't forget, you're a monster. But you were lucky enough to be born into a world of monsters, so don't you ever mourn that fact. Embrace it. Oh, I got an achievement for... I got an achievement for getting past the first chapter. Whoa, wait, what? Wait, is this a time loop thing, or are we just here again? What the heck? Once again, I find myself in Big Beat Burger. Familiar surroundings, faces I recognize, mood the same as it ever was. Still, I process it in an entirely... Whoops. Still, I process it in an entirely different way. It all frustrates me now. Or, more precisely, makes me frustrated with myself. It's like I'm clinging to the remnants of a cocoon I've outgrown. Oh, look at her. She even looks different now. Look at her. She's all sassy and stuff. Ugh. It's the same with these cigarettes. Oops. It's the same with these cigarettes. I don't need them anymore. So why do I keep holding on to them? Fucking hell. It's like I refuse to accept that I'm something better than I used to be. A vampire. Oh, dictionary's updated. Just 2 nights ago, I met Karen. She embraced me, and by which I mean turned me into a kindred. She calls herself my sire, and me her child. Alright, so let's see real quick. Oh, you can actually read what these mean. The embrace. So the embrace is how a vampire turns their human prey into a fellow vampire for whatever reason. Like most things, the details are a bit more gruesome than whatever romanticized images Hollywood has shoved down everyone's throat over the years. Unless you think total exanguation followed by the replacement of your vital bodily fluids by someone else's sounds romantic. Ew! That's kind of gross. Jeez. Kindred, a term of fellowship among vampires. Thought to have been coined after an anarch uprising of some sort, but the Camarilla doesn't talk about that much. Sire, the one who makes you a bloodsucker, a vampire's name for parent. Mine was Karen. Child, what a sire calls his or her vampire progeny when they are being naughty. Sort of like when an exhausted mom calls their kid by their first name. Also tends to the go-to when somebody feels like they're out of arguments and needs to make their seniority known. Plural form is childer. Interesting. Cool. Alright. So, let's, go back, and we'll continue here. I'm so glad I... Oh, you know what? Actually, let me save real quick. Just so that we don't lose our progress. And then we'll go to load. Night 2. Here we go. God, that sucks. If you make a wrong decision, you have to do all this again. Ugh, I gotta start remembering all this so I don't mess up. Oh, cool. So if you've read the stuff before, it turns white. That's awesome, actually. Last night, she taught me the basics of survival. Drinking blood. Manipulating humans. Bending steel. Controlling the shadows. Tonight, I expected more lessons. Instead, she just told me to go out and enjoy myself. What's the catch? I asked. To which she responded, I might kill you if you prove to be a disappointment. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rules I gotta follow now. There are a few rules. I have to uphold the Masquerade. I can't contact anyone I knew as a human. I can't let anyone realize I'm not human anymore. I can't embrace anyone, and so on. Why can't they embrace people? Does that mean, like, turning people into vampires? The Masquerade. The systematic secrecy of vampires built to conceal our world from humankind in order to protect us. Essentially, the Masquerade is our shield against the fear and ignorance of human beings. Make no bones about it, if the vast majority of people ever learned we exist, we would be hunted to extinction. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Otherwise, I'm free to do whatever I want. But for some reason, the first thing I did was come back here. Old habits die hard. Karen is probably watching me from somewhere even now. The way I understand it, tomorrow night she's supposed to introduce me to the Camarilla, a local society of vampires. Let's go see what that says. Camarilla, the big boys and girls in town. The largest vampire sect I know of. Plays well with mortals, or rather, plays mortals like a fiddle. Manipulative and rigid in structure. Almost feudal. Really, there's a prince involved, no joke. Heavily interested in maintaining the masquerade and other so-called traditions, which helps the two previous points. Very interesting. Turns out they are the ones who have been Turns out they are the ones systematically ruining my life lately. All a part of some secret evaluation that I barely passed. Just imagining the reach they have makes me dizzy. I wonder if they're part of Double Spiral. It would make a lot of sense. I also wonder if some... Actually, this makes me wonder, are there some humans that are a part of the Masquerade, the society as well? Like, do they have humans that they point to, like, okay, you're gonna work for us, this is how it's gonna go? That'd be very interesting, actually. I wish I knew more about Vampire the Masquerade, because, gosh darn it, the lore of this is amazing, and Werewolf the Apocalypse is cool. The whole world of darkness, intrigues me. Because there's, like, Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, a Werewolf the Apocalypse, all that stuff. After they destroyed the old me that I barely cared about, Karen rebuilt me anew. On one hand, her test left some scars that will take some time to heal. On the other hand, maybe I should just be grateful. I'm snapped out of my thoughts by a sudden scream. Some douchebag yelling about his french fries not being salty enough. I think this is my cue to leave. Permanently. Goodbye, BBB. Hope I never see you again. Oh, even her eyes look different. That's cool. I'm destined for greater things, you see. Ooh! I get to pick where to go? Aw, crap. I need to... Let's see, what do we got? Retributive Justice. A meathead bully and his unfortunate victim. I probably shouldn't interfere, but what better chance I could find to test what I've become? The Dance Macabre. Time to swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. The club beckons. The risks of swiping right. The Tinder addict smells like a bit of a loser, a wannabe intellectual, a perfect source of nourishment. I don't know. I didn't know I was going to have a lot of choice in this. Let's go with... You know, I'm kind of interested to see where the Tinder one goes. Let's do this. This one just kind of looks funny to me. I don't know why. He lowers his eyes awkwardly, thinking how to proceed with his rant. Let's see. So, it's like, the conversation isn't really smooth, yeah? It's like I keep throwing sit against the wall and seeing what sticks. But nothing seems to stick for long. You understand, yeah? For sure. There we go. It's really this lack of context that's killing me about online dating. It's bad enough when a few photos and a single sentence are all you have to rely on when starting a conversation, yeah? Oh. There's a lot of text sometimes. But when there's a cosmic miracle finally happens, and she's actually willing to keep replying to you, and she's actually down to meet up eventually, and you're out there, sitting with her, and after 90 minutes... Oh. And after 90 minutes, you still don't have that shared context? Just no clue whatsoever? It's just like... Take me out and put a bullet in my head and put me out of my misery. I hear you. So it's just one of those dates, and it's like we've been sitting here for ages, and the only thing she has a prolonged interest in is getting as hammered as possible. Just one drink after another. Oh, I think he's talking about. I think he met someone. I think she met somebody, and he's just talking about stuff. I don't think he's actually like trying to date her. And the more drunk he is, the more familiar he's getting. It's these little things, you know, touching my upper arm after each joke, her arm around my shoulder, her jokingly punching my waist. This escalation is subtle. Oh, gosh, I need to learn how to be patient and wait. This escalation is subtle, but steady. In addition, one reoccurring topic appears, and that is all the cool shit she has, and wishes she could have shown me. Oh, too bad it's all back in her apartment. That's when it hits me. She just wants to fuck. Sleep with me. No way! Yeah. Well, Jesus. Yeah, well, eventually we both run out of ideas for topics that could potentially be interesting for the both of us. So I'm just like, yeah, sure, I'd love to see all that crap in your apartment. So we Uber there, and it's, I just want to keep talking, and I can't, I wish there was a way for, like, the dialogue to immediately pop up, where you don't have to wait for it. Okay, where were we? So we Uber there, and it's an admittedly pretty nice apartment. Like, nothing too fancy, but I can tell her dad's the kind of asshole I'd like to punch in the face if I ever met him. Know what I mean? There we go. So she guides me to the kitchen and makes me some tea. A rare Indian blend. Forget what it was 5 minutes later. Then she excuses herself and goes to the bathroom. And doesn't come back. 10 minutes later, I run out of tweets to read and become a little concerned. I start looking around. The first thing that catches my eye is the kitchen table. Go on. Oh, maybe... Oh, you know what? He's probably a dude that she's... Maybe she's interrogating him about something, like a news lead or something. The table's surprisingly large, and it's covered in neatly arranged documents, like some connect the dots investigation board, mafia conspiracy kind of thing. Naturally, I take interest. It takes me 20 seconds to process what it is. Her entire mental health history, sorted chronologically, with all the juicy stuff neatly underlined in color. And I mean entire. It's all there. A detailed description of her fucked up household situation over the years. Anxiety, ADHD, bouts of depression, suspicions of schizophrenia, severe BPD, well, that's a tongue twister, some weird psychosexual stuff with her brother. I keep reading and reading. And remember what I said about throwing Sit against the wall and seeing what sticks? I'm dead certain that's how her shrink went about diagnosing her. There we go. She finally comes out of the bathroom, like an hour after she went in. At this point, I've read all the Sit on the table 3 times, and not just the stuff she's highlighted for my convenience. And I feel like right now, I understand her better. Like someone who's read Crime and Punishment understands Raskolnikov. I think it's how you say that name. And I'm not happy about that. Like, at all. You know what I mean. Uh-huh. I guess she's just trying so hard to listen and he's just being so out of there. She walks in with a cheerful, "Hi!" I respond with a slick, "All good?" She nods and does this weird finger gun thing and chuckles. I pretend I've been doing work-related stuff on my phone the whole time. The small talk starts. The small talk starts. A minute in, she casually picks up one of the documents on the table, and she starts doing these super obvious body language cues that are like, "Oh no, how did this get here?" I'm trying to see if I do that, if it'll go quicker. I'm practically dying inside, but I put on my cool face and make it look like I'm not here. Sorry, gotta reply to my boss. Yeah, he's working 24/7, psycho motherfucker. Yeah, haha, yeah. She slowly collects all the documents. Oops. She slowly collects all the documents, puts them away, and then nonchalantly asks me something about tame impala while I'm feeling crushed by all the kinds of trauma I've just learned about. The apartment starts feeling like a coffin. All of a sudden, she picks up a kitchen knife and starts playing with it with this zoned out stare. I'm fucking mortified. So what do you think I did? You slept with her? Of course I slept with her. Oh my gosh. I was expecting nothing less of this dude. The way he was building it up, I feel like, oh my god. Oh my gosh. That's how the worst 6 months of my life began, and I couldn't even say I didn't see it coming. God, I'm such a slut. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Kind of. We're gonna stop it. I think this is a good place to stop. I think this is a good place to stop for now and recollect ourselves. Thank you all so much for joining me today and actually continuing this game. If you liked the video, please like, share, comment, all that jazz. Hit the little bell icon. God, I wish I was live streaming this so that you guys could choose what happens. That would be great. Maybe next time. Maybe I'll get the other Vampire the Masquerade game and maybe I'll live stream it and have everybody pick what I choose to do. I think that'd be really fun. Either way, again, thank you all for joining me. I will continue this soon. See you guys next time. Have a good one.